Hi, we're New York, New Rock, and we're here with Robin Trower at the Grand in Manhattan, where he's going to do a show tonight.
Exciting, isn't it?
Yes, we think so. All the people outside think so. So, Robin, tell us a little bit about some of the new material we're going to hear tonight. I understand that you're getting ready to record an album, and you're out on the road with this new work.
That's right. The whole idea of coming on the road is to try the material in front of an audience. See if you're getting through to them with it. See which songs they like and why. Try and decide about grooves and things. See which grooves they respond to the most. That kind of thing. The material is really coming out of the idea originally about 2 years ago of trying to. I thought I'd like to do a blues album, and I was going to do all covers of tunes that I could dig up from my collection, but I couldn't really find the material that I was totally happy with. It's all your favourites have already been done 1,000 times, and quite often the lyrics don't really relate to now, or to our own situation. So out of that, anyway, I still feel like I'm doing more of a blues album than I have ever done, but it's mostly original material now.
Did you feel like it was really testing your abilities as a guitarist, giving you room to grow and expand, or?
I think it was. I think it was a great test. Yeah, because basically, if you start talking about playing blues on the guitar, you're putting yourself up against some very great giants in terms of players. You're talking about B.B. King and Albert King and Buddy Guy and on and on and on the list goes. So you've got to feel that you've got something to say and something of your own to say at the same time as working within the confines of what is quite a rigid format with blues, So I think I've cheated a bit. I've used blues as the initial kind of idea and written some 12-bar songs, but pulled it away a little bit into something nearer my own thing, I think. So bit of a cop out, but there you go.
Well, on the material, what were some of the things that you touched upon? Was it really personal, a personal album? From what was happening in your life, or was it touching on the world and politics, or was it pretty just down to earth?
Pretty much all of that, really. I think lyrics, I tend to write about what I'm thinking about and what I'm responding to in the world, and obviously a lot of it is what you pick up in the media and stuff, and your sort of worries about how things are going, and also, it's not all sort of big stuff. It's also, I tend to write about, stories about, one person as well. But, there are the odd. There's a song I've done which is called "Extermination Blues," which is very a big worry of mine about what's happening to the planet, and the environment and that, So
very timely. Yeah.
Well, that's a song I wrote in actual fact 4 years ago, and was very worried then, but it's still very, very current.
What do you find, because your career spans such a long time, does your writing and the way you perceive music and it comes out now, does it change, or has it varied very much from the very beginning, say when you were with Procol Harum, or when you moved on through Bridge of Signs, and on and on?
I think... No, I don't think it has changed, not really. I think only in superficial ways, because I don't think you can change who you are inside. And that's really what the music is. You don't always bring it out in everything you do, but that's really the kind of the nucleus of... So, it's who you are inside coming through your filters, and obviously all the influences you've drawn into that come through you as well. But I've tried going down different avenues, writing and maybe playing slightly different. But really, it all comes back to wanting to be very soulful, and the thing to groove, and that's the initial kind of impetus, if you like. The music that I loved, that I started off never even really dreaming that I could come close to, was always very funky, very deep groove, very soulful, you know, stuff, you know. So you're basically, after you've started to perform your own thing, you're subconsciously trying to imitate that. I don't think I consciously do, but I think because it was such a huge eye-opening thing, you know, when I first started to hear blues and rhythm and blues and soul music, that I think I carry that with me. You know, I'm trying to make music as good as my heroes, you know.
Well, I think that's why, too, you know, as we were talking before, you were gone for a while, but you still have that audience. You see it out there every night. It's because you've been true to yourself, and the people and the kids, they can feel that emotion and, you know, that feeling. And
oh, it'd be nice to think you were right.
I think, you know, it's got to be, you know.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely something there that people respond to in what I do, and as I say, I've always tried to do something that I thought was good, you know, and by my own concept of what is good.
Well, we definitely can't call you, a fad, you know, going from one fad to another. You're kind of got your own style.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah. So you've been busy. You have this new stuff that you're trying out and you're writing, but you've also been working and co-producing with Bryan Ferry.
That's right,
on his new album, Taxi, right?
That's right. Yeah.
And how did that come about?
Well, he called me in for a couple of days guitar playing on an album he was working on called Horoscope. And then he just asked me to keep coming back, and I ended up sort of working with him on that every day for a few months. And we just got on very well, you know.
Were you friends before that?
No, I hadn't met Bryan before, but I'd always admired his work, you know. And because he's a very soulful guy, you know, very soulful singer. Not in any sort of sense of black music, but very soulful nevertheless. And he's into all the same sort of things I'm into, you know, Al Green, and you know, he's coming from the same sort of era, although he's taken it. His stuff is much more inventive and adventurous in terms of the creativity. But anyway, that album became too much work, because he'd put 3 years into it and it still wasn't sorted out. And so he decided that he would leave it for a while, and we went on to make Taxi. So now we're back on trying to finish that original album.
So you did, I'm sorry, did you work with, so Taxi is a different project,
That's
and there's
right.
something else
That's
called
right.
Horoscope?
That's
Is it
right.
still Horoscope?
I think it's still called Horoscope, yeah. And Taxi was just by way of, let's have a break from Horoscope, because it was getting a bit
Heavy,
too
huh?
heavy, yeah. And go off and have some fun and make a quick record. Not a quick record. I mean, we were on it 6 or 7 months, you know. But that was a lot of fun to do.
And was it the first time you co-produced?
That's
or?
right. Yeah.
Did you feel comfortable with that?
Oh yeah. Because I'd already built up a relationship with him, and he was he learned to trust my judgment, and so it is very comfortable working with him now. And so now we've started to go back to sorting out Horoscope, and I think it's going to be just a wonderful, wonderful record. I really do. I think maybe he's, one of his best.
Really? Do you expect to tour with them on any of them, or are you so busy with your own?
Well, at the moment, I'm looking forward to having my album come out and tour with that. Now,
do you have a name for your album?
Yes, it's called 20th Century Blues.
Okay.
And so hopefully I'll be working that, but it depends when Bryan goes out, really. We'll have to see. We've got to finish his record first, and then we'll have to see what happens.
So you found, when was the last time you toured? It's been a couple years?
A couple of years, yeah.
Yeah. And was it hard getting back into the groove, or you just...
I think it was quite hard, because there's a stamina your playing has to take on to be able to perform live every night, you know. And it's not like rehearsing. There's a whole different energy that needs to go into it. And so it took me a couple of weeks to really get running, as it were. But funny enough, those first couple of weeks were a lot of fun, because there was so much excitement to playing live again after 2 years, you know. There's a lot of pent-up energy went into that, you know.
Well, you're down to a trio now, right?
Yeah.
And
It really is my most comfortable format for me, because it just gives me that little bit more space to manoeuvre in with my playing. And when I had Davey Patterson as a vocalist, as great a singer as he is, you know, I had to sort of keep out of his way a little bit, because, you know, he's a featured artist, and but I don't think it worked as well for my music. Funny enough, looking back on it, I think I'm happier in a three-piece where the vocals are secondary to the guitar, really, you know. Although Livingston, I have to say, is a great singer too, but he's willing, as a player, you know, as a player, he's willing to just be part of the band.
Share the stage, right?
Yes, right.
So when you go into the studio, how do you anticipate? I mean, do you think it's going to be long, or do you have everything down?
I want to get it down as quickly as possible. I want it to have as much of an edge. I want to try and capture the largeness of the performance that a material takes on in front of an audience. You know, it has to be quite big to come over to an audience. You know, so I want to try and maintain that. We're going straight from road into the studio, bang, 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 put it all down live, you know, as near as possible, and try and capture that.
You didn't have any thoughts of maybe bringing out a recording truck to do a live show?
No, because I think it's very difficult to capture the real thing live. I think you can put it over to an audience, but in actual fact, to try and put it to tape is very, very difficult. And with recording a show, you don't get time to work on the sound enough, I don't think, to capture it. And also, unless you're willing to record a whole tour, you're always going to be thinking, well, is that the performance that I want to go on the record? You know, and it's, at least in the studio, you're working all day. You know, you're there sort of for 8, 10, 12 hours, and you can just do that little bit of refinement with the performance and the sound, which I think in the end of the day may not have quite the energy of a live show performance, but at the end of the day it's something you'll be happier with. I think there's a compromise there, you know.
Yeah. So you always get asked so many questions when you do interviews and that. Is there anything you've ever really wanted to say nobody's ever asked you? You got your big chance now.
Well, I wish you'd have given me notice of that question. I'm sure I could have come up with something, but not off the top of my head. No, you get pretty much asked
the same thing.
No, I think you get, over the years, you get asked everything. You know, I mean, it's not always the same thing. People are generally interested in usually, you know, the same things, but you do get odd questions that, you know, I wasn't expecting that, but no, nothing I can think of.
Over the years, do you follow the trends in music? I mean, are you aware of, you know, what the latest fashion is, or the new style?
Oh yeah, I listen to it.
Yeah?
Sometimes with amusement, sometimes with amusement, sometimes not.
Yeah.
I like Pearl Jam. For one of the modern things, I think the singer in particular has some sort of something unique about him, which is interesting to me. Soulful, I think, in his own way. I like the energy of that stuff as well. There isn't a lot of modern music though that really takes my fancy. I can't say.
And how about the English music scene? I mean, what do you think's going on over there?
I mean, nothing that I'm interested in.
Yeah. I mean, is it still a lot of raves and psychedelic?
It's very much seems to me mostly around the dance thing. You know, it seems to me you're either a classic kind of performer, Pink Floyd, Genesis sort of thing, you know, where you have a huge sort of audience over the years, or it's a dance thing. I think it's very boring. Very, very boring.
Yeah, and what do you do at home when you're off, on your off time? I mean, when you're not recording?
I spend time with my family, basically, you know.
You have children?
Yeah.
How many?
3.
And how old are they?
24, 22, and 19.
Are they in bands? I mean, are they?
No.
Are you glad, or?
I'm very glad.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's one thing to have come up being a musician like myself in an era when it was you stood a chance of doing something But I think the competition.
You mean
today,
something unique?
Well, yeah, doing something. You know, I think it's very hard today to.
Do you think the age of supergroups are over? You know, like kind of Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd,
Well,
kind of Aerosmith,
yeah, I
kind of
think
thing?
maybe that is a bygone era. I think these new guys that are coming up, the young guys, like I say, Pearl Jam and stuff like that, they're the antithesis of that kind of thing, which I love, because I can relate more to things, street things.
You mean like rap or?
Yeah, I can relate to stuff like that more than I can these sort of what I call highly flown kind of things, you know, that are blown up out of all proportion. And you know, I can't really relate to stuff like Michael Jackson or stuff like that, because that to me is like Las Vegas rock and roll. You know, it's not really anything to do with what I'm interested in. It's very much just it's entertainment. You know, and that's all it is. You know, I think from the 70s on, I think rock and roll tended to lose itself in the arenas a bit. You know, and I felt I got lost in the arenas, and that's why I stopped playing live for 5 years, because I just couldn't really relate to what I was supposed to be doing in front of a crowd that size. You know, it's just ridiculous. You know, you're trying to sort of get down, give something of yourself, but you can't do that unless you feel their response. And you know, in an arena-sized situation, you don't feel it coming back. They may be picking up on it, but you just don't know. So you can't create anything for that night. You start to go through a routine, you know, that you know, well, if you do this at the end of the day, they're going to stand up and give you an encore and blah, blah, blah. But
all right,
we're getting the sign, aren't we?
Yeah, we're getting the sign. So, well, we're glad to have you here at New York New Rock.
Nice to be here.
And we're looking forward to the album, and especially the show tonight. And we're glad you're backing out again.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming, guys.
New York, New Rock, live music and promotion.
The sound attitude got it all. Don't miss the College Music Journal Convention in New York City, November 3rd through the 7th. Pick up a free issue near you and read all about the College Music Journal. Or give them a call at 718-648-1533. Yeah.
New York, New Rock, live music and promotion.
Shown to me. They don't fight fair, they're attacking my essence. Know the powering sea, tearing me into bite-sized pieces. We're on a dance, they smell my blood, don't have a chance. We're on a dance, feeding fits a mass attack. We're on a dance, they smell my blood, don't have a chance. We're on a dance, feeding fits a mass attack. we're on a dance. Beating foot to mass attack, we're on a dance. They smell my blood, don't have a chance, we're on a dance. Beating foot to mass attack.
New York, new rock, live music and promotion.
Yeah! New York's new music. Read all about it in this Splatter Effect. It's cool, it's in, and the new issue is out. So pick up a free Splatter Effect at a convenient location near you, or call them at 908-249-7883. Yeah!
Striking on those she knew would uncover her life. She knew she must destroy everything that we operate for. So she sent shame proclaiming her life. She wants us to feel what's going on in her mind. Music takes you round and round and round and round and round. Hold on to love. Hold on to love. claiming her life. Music takes you round and round and round and round and round. Hold on to love, smiling again. Hold on to love. Na 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 na. Hold on. Na 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 na. Hold on. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hold on. Na 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 na. Hold on. Hold on to love. Music takes you round and round and round and round and round. Hold on to love. Hold on to love. Music takes you round and round and round and round and round. Hold on to the love. Hold on to the love.